Okay, we are trying this again. Good morning. It is me, Pearl. This is Tuned in Tarot. We're looking at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of selves, understanding that whatever state these energies are in, we can see them reflected back to us in the material world, which means we can learn things about people in our lives, but what we're really looking at is our own energy. And if we want people to change around us, we need to go within and figure out how we need to shift the energy inside of ourselves. Welcome back. I don't know what's going on. There was a power outage. My internet went out. If that happens again, I will try to go back to my phone, but I couldn't tell if it was really working or not. So we're starting again. Okay. Divine Feminine's going first because all of her cards are showing. Top of the deck for her, Knight of Wands. And as I was saying before, I was very rudely interrupted. First of all, I was saying that my energy felt really weird, like a kind of pissed off, sort of angry, agitated, anxious energy coming from divine masculine, I think. And so it's very funny that I picked up this card to talk about it, and then, the session was ended. Kind of energetic, if you ask me. Good morning, Ash. So, divine feminine's thinking about the divine masculine today. And what I was saying before is that for the last few days, she's been very focused on herself and, relinquishing the hold that this divine masculine has over her. And of course, there's that devil energy in there for a day or two where she's really having to, try not to loop think about this and really release this attachment, this unhealthy attachment that she has had. And it's interesting because when I went back and watched the reading from yesterday, I noticed that the divine feminine had the sun in her headspace, and then it was clarified by the devil. And I didn't even mention it during the reading because there was so much going on in that reading. It was just crazy. But actually, the divine masculine had the opposite. He had the devil clarified by the sun in reverse. So it was just a crazy reading yesterday. And interestingly, they're so in union, though not physical union, which I think is really agitating divine masculine right now. Divine feminine is thinking about this divine masculine, and she's thinking about his toxic behaviors and really kind of assessing, this is really the best thing for me at this point, because if he can't present to me without these really toxic issues, the Knight of Wands, the bursts of like the love bombing thing that happens and then just going away. There's a focus for her. I just heard trauma bond. Like she's like, is this just a trauma bond? I mean, no, it's not. Your twin is your twin. It's not like a karmic bond. It's not like a karmic partner or a soulmate per se. It is a soulmate, but the twin is a specific, it's your soul. So you're not connected by the same kind of bond that you are with a soulmate. And the trauma bond is that you share trauma because you share that same soul, the same kind of experiences. But she's worrying about this. She's thinking about it a little bit. She thinks she's wishing it weren't true. I kind of feel that energy. She wishes that the divine masculine was presenting in a healthy way or could present in a healthy way. And so he's on her mind, and this is forefront. So overall, she's really thinking about this energy today. The niggling thing in the back of her mind is the moon. So this is this image for them, this really important image for them. This is, of course, the subconscious. This is 5D energy. It can be about anxieties. It's about, though, for divine feminine, uncertainty. And when we pair it with the forefront of her mind, at the front of her mind is this fixation on the toxic behaviors of divine masculine. At the back of her mind is the uncertainty regarding her choices, in that, she's really relinquished this hold and she's focused on herself and she's going to get what she needs to get. But like I told you yesterday or 2 days ago, this is not linear. So there might be time when she's feeling good and then time when she's feeling like, oh, I've lost everything. And so she just has this uncertainty. While she's ready to push forward in her life, she's wondering, first of all, what's going on with divine masculine, which is probably why she's here today. And exactly what the fates have in store for them. And she's trying not to engage in 5D telepathic communication with this divine masculine at the time, because she's trying to put up these healthy boundaries. But it's definitely just there in the back of her mind, that energy that's there. And if you look at this card, the imagery here is a solo feminine, right? She's just sitting here on this overlook. There's the twins there and the goddess of the moon. Like, she's just embodying really this divine feminine utterly and trying to hold on to her power in that way. The first thing on her mind is the star, and it's in reverse. So I got a reading yesterday from Badger Witch Tarot, and it was a 3-card spread, and it was the star and the moon and the 4 of Cups. So I'm just like, wow, these cards are haunting me for sure. And they are haunting divine feminine. There is that cosmic element, right? That moon card that comes up for them all the time, this cosmic link, everything. So when we see the star, it's a card of hope. It's a card of healing. It's about manifesting the unconscious into the material. It's about the divine feminine, as just as the moon is as well. In the cosmic tarot deck, we take away the energy, like the polarity energy, and it's just the star on its own. And it's a star that shines in the darkness. It's that hopeful element. She's trying to remain hopeful. But it's not easy. And one of the interpretations that I have now sort of added to this card when I get it comes from Eric from Positive Tarot Wisdom, who, when he reads this card in reverse, he sees this star, which is like your wish, coming down to the earth and being realized. And so there is an element here of her wondering, now that I've really done this work to release this divine masculine, is he going to show up anyway? And what am I going to do about that? That's the uncertainty there, because she's like, how will I know that he's done the healing he's needed to do? And will he still be relying on me as his light that shines in the darkness? Or will he have become his own light? Right? Oh my gosh. Hang on one second. I got an Instacart order, and I did not think they were going to shop it now, because it's not until much later. And I really have to tell them something because my air mattress deflated. So I had to get a new air mattress. It's been a night. But that actually deflated the night before last, and I patched it, and it allowed me to be able to sleep on it, but I have to get a new one. So let me do this. This is so terrible because it's live. You're welcome. All right. Hopefully I indicated everything all the replacements, so it shouldn't be interrupted. Sorry about it. Okay, back to the reading. I told you the energy is weird today. So star in reverse, she's not sure. She's uncertain about exactly what will happen. She wants a fully healed divine masculine in her life, somebody that's going to match her where she's at. So trying to remain hopeful about what is to come is about this. It's got like this burden energy, and she wants to set down these burdens and be able to move towards her future without feeling the heavy burden of this guy. Told you, divine masculine's on her mind. King of Swords. The King of Swords, who's icy and aloof, but he's also a man of integrity, and he brings truth and he brings clarity, and he takes swift action. Not quite as swift as the Knight of Swords. I mean, the Knight of Wands is pretty swift, although it's a bit of a problem because he throws caution to the wind and does dumb shit. And so there's a war going on between these two aspects of the divine masculine for her. And the icy cold aloofness of this divine masculine, even in this energy where she's like, wow, I basically laid down the law and was like, hey, so you can't come in unless you actually come in. And he's still icy and aloof. So I guess I know where I'm at. And it's this burden. She just wants to put this down. She doesn't want to think about him. She doesn't want to deal with him. She wants to be able to just move on and bring herself this Ace of Pentacles that she doesn't see coming from Divine Masculine. He's not bringing it. He's, he's doing whatever this King of Swords needs to do, protecting his empire or his kingdom rather, and remaining aloof and strategizing and everything. And he's in his integrity. He's not in the Knight of Wands, which is that's not a place of integrity. But this is a burden for her. He didn't bring it. It's not here. And so she really needs to bring it for herself. And that's what this hope is about. If we turn these around, it would be that her hopes, her dreams have been achieved. And it's that she's got this solid offer. And since she's no longer wanting to get it from this Divine Masculine who's just really incapable of communicating directly with her, she knows she needs to bring that for herself. She's got to use that Divine Feminine energy to create her own material well-being here. We have her trying to release judgment. I've never really looked at the imagery in this card, but it's echoing the Moon card in this deck, right? There's those twin peaks. Here they are here in this card. And there's this focal point. The Moon is actually chilling up here, and the Sun as well. And we've got these pieces of glass, these reflective surfaces, which is interesting because when we're making judgments about others, we're really judging ourselves, right? All the time. If there's somebody that annoys you, the most, there's some aspect that you are either afraid that you are engaging in, or you might be engaging in and not acknowledging, right? Everyone is a reflection for us. So this judgment being in its reverse, it's interestingly clarifying this Ten of Wands card. So this is the burden for her, an incredible burden. And she's trying not to judge herself, first of all, for still carrying the Divine Masculine on her back. She's really trying not to be judgmental about it. She's also trying not to judge him. And because of this idea that he's just a reflection of her, and that's the mental burden she's struggling with today. That's why we've got Knight of Wands here. He's toxic. She's thinking he's really toxic. And she's thinking, yeah, but he's a reflection of me. So I have that toxic energy inside of myself, and I can't judge him for that. And it's been a burden to endure this, but it's something that I'm doing to myself in some way. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles, which was in the same place as the Page of Pentacles was yesterday in Divine Masculine's headspace. So it's almost like she picked this up from him and she's thinking about it. And it's clarifying Divine Masculine. So I'm pretty sure that this is her thoughts that she's trying not to be judgmental about in regards to this King of Swords. And what she's thinking is, he's not a loser, right? He might be toxic. He might need to heal, but he's not a loser like he thinks he is. He's a man of integrity. She knows that. She knows that he has this ability to fully embody this King of Swords, and that he is working to release this energy for himself, where he thinks of himself this way. But look, the offer isn't here, and this page didn't bring it. Neither did the king. So this is just really about her headspace, dealing with how to process letting go of this Divine Masculine in a way that's healthy and loving, not judgmental, not harsh, embracing his shadow and his light, because understanding that that's her shadow and her light. And really also understanding that releasing him has been about releasing the burden of being his star, having to be the one who heals him, having to be that one that in that really toxic codependent way, he needs healing and I have to be the healer or whatever. So she's really releasing that burden. And it's less about what's wrong with this divine masculine and more about what's wrong with how she has chosen to relate to probably everyone in her life for a long time. She's been the fixer, the healer, the one you can count on, the one who takes on emotional burdens for other people, probably with empathic traits. Most likely, if you're in this collective, you're an empath. So, and knowing the difference between being empathic and being codependent that's a constant battle, right? So, you know what? This is a smart place to be because she's processing. We know she's in her Empress energy. We know she's focused on her own self and her world right now. And right now she's just trying to figure out, okay, where did I go wrong with this, with my twin? And how can I shift my energy so that I don't have this happen to me again? Then we will go see the heart space. In the heart space, she is overall the Queen of Pentacles. So she is here. She is really out here, though, as my friend from September Sage One says all the time. She's really out here, though. She's out here in the real world. She's building her foundation. She's creative right now. She's fertile. She's abundant. She's got it all right now in this way. And she feels very secure in herself and in her world. And she's actually approachable also. There's a sense here that, especially because she's not trying to be harsh or critical, there's a sense here that this Knight of Wands, this King of Swords energy, he could approach her. She would be open to having a conversation with him to help with that uncertainty she feels about this outcome. So there's definitely that energy from her heart space. The niggling feeling, if I can hold on to it. What is my deal today? The Ace of Cups. We love this. This is her cup. It's filled. It's running over. It's filled from the divine. It's her own self-love. It's upright. So she's doing it. I mean, she's the Queen of Pentacles with her own cup filled up with a lot of overflow here, a lot of love pouring out, and a strong desire to share this cup with the right match for her energy. Then we have a bunch of strong cards in here today. The first one up is the Six of Pentacles. This is the reciprocity card. This is generosity. Is this Six of Pentacles? No, I'm sorry. This is the Nine of Pentacles. My bad. Interesting that I said that, but it's because I saw the card on the other side of Divine Masculine in this position. The Nine of Pentacles, which actually is about reciprocity to the self-indulgence, having her coin. I mean, we know she feels like this queen, so it makes sense that she's got this energy. She's understanding that she needs to indulge herself. She needs to be, to reward herself for the hard work that she's done. She's been doing this healing energy, the star energy. She's been the one that's taking the unconscious and pouring it into the material world. And it's time for her to have her reward. But her reward is this sense that she has control over the material world, that there's no one else controlling her or it. She is the one that is in control. And that is absolutely supported by the next card up, which is the Magician. So she feels very powerful. She feels powerful in manifesting right now. This is what is clarifying this Ten of Wands. So this burden that she's been carrying, she feels powerful enough to be able to put it down, to be able to have gained what she needed. This 10 is an ending, to gain what she needed, and also to receive communication. She feels like, first of all, she's not accepting anything less than direct communication at this point. Either you are a King of Swords and you are direct and you are clear and you bring total clarity, total transparency to the situation, or we don't see each other, period. That's all. That's all there is to it. And she's feeling very powerful in that energy. Like, that is what I'm calling in. And if I don't see that, that's fine. I'm going on my way. I've processed my pain. I'm processing my grief over this. I'm figuring out who I am without you. And I'm discovering that I'm actually stronger, that I'm better if I'm not completely devoted to you, because I need to be devoted to myself. So she's feeling empowered right now. But that's not to say she's not experiencing this Tower moment in regards to this King of Swords. But what I'm actually seeing here is not a current Tower moment. Now I'm seeing a big move, moving away, moving out, like a great change in energy. Uncomfortable because it's very new, right? And then we've got the King of Swords there hanging out. And I don't do a whole lot of forecast reading, because what I look at is the current energy. And then you can do your own forecasting, because if you stay in the current energy and you don't shift or change it, they're going to get what you see. If you see the energy and you're like, ooh, I don't like that, I want to shift that, you shift it, you change outcome. That's free will. But I actually am sensing that this King of Swords, in her heart space, her intuition is telling her, he's going to bring me this Tower moment. I'm going to be experiencing a big, probably uncomfortable experience in regards to this King of Swords. It's already been pretty uncomfortable to release her attachment to him, needing him to be there, etc. So there's that energy, but I'm getting this gut feeling that there is something coming in regards to this King of Swords that she has to face. And remember, she was worried about, and uncertain about how to handle if he comes in, if he's still in this toxic energy. What does she do? It's going to be very hard for her to resist him. And she needs to stay strong and empowered and be able to feel confident that she can handle this Tower moment. And remember, that crumbling, that releasing of that divine masculine allows for her to rebuild what she looks like now without that thing attached to her all the time, or being attached to him all the time, however you want to look at that. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. It's clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. And so what I see here is, yes, there is a slowing down of the momentum between the two, and a slowing down of the communication. This is definitely about her slowing down the telepathic communication, etc. But the presence of that pentacle gives me a sense that this is about real world communication, that it has slowed down, definitely on her part. She's cut him off. I don't know if she's actually blocked him or not, but she's just not wanting to be in a state where she's communicating with him. She's not wanting to be observed either. Which maybe in some cases she's blocked him in some way. She's wanting to be able to be free to express herself in social media to her friends and for her own benefit, and not be worried about whether or not divine masculine sees it, because she doesn't want to be tempted to communicate with him. This is also about messages not received, right? Offer not received, messages not received. And that Tower moment is both the relinquishing of a divine masculine that is icy, cold, and aloof. And it is also, in its forecasty feeling, about the messages that will be received. And that's because of the next card, which is this Page of Swords. So there's courage here and bravery to pick up this new idea, the new idea of what it's like to be without divine masculine, what it is like to be in a place where she's not waiting for her salvation to come from him, not waiting for her salvation to come from these messages, knowing that this communication is going to come inevitably, especially because she's not attached to it coming anymore. She's relinquished that attachment to it. So it's going to show up, but it's not going to hit the same. Before, when she was expecting those messages, she was just like, oh my God, finally. But now it's going to be like, okay, I can actually make an assessment here. I can actually look at this offer that is coming and make a decision about it. Is it toxic? Is it in the Knight of Wands energy? Is it in its integrity? In the King of Swords energy? Where is it at? And then the final card in our art space that's clarifying this not showing up, loser energy from divine masculine is the 10 of Wands. And it's that 10, which is the end. Oh, I cannot hold on to cards. The end, right? Ooh, I don't know how that got reversed. The end. Putting down these burdens, putting down the burden of waiting for a meager offer. That's no longer this queen's energy. She's a magician. She's very powerful. She's in her divine masculine worth energy and that magician power. And she's putting down this burden of waiting to see anything from this king. She's like, whatever, he can show up or he can show up or he can't. He doesn't. I don't care. I know though that if he does show up, you can bet your ass I'm going to be assessing this offer to find out whether it's actually coming from a healed place that matches me, or if it's just a desperate attempt to keep me on the hook, which this divine masculine has done for a long time. All right. That's some tough energy over there for divine feminine. Let's look at divine masculine. Oh my God. All right. Well, shit. Top of the deck, overall forefront of the mind for this guy, or whatever gender, it's just energy, remember. Hey, it's the 8 of Swords. And you know what? This has been here for 2 days in the same position, which whenever that happens, I'm like, how though? How? And the answer is spirit. That's how. It's reversed. So for a couple of days, we saw him being fully in the sabotaging energy. But today, at the forefront of his mind is, I gotta stop doing this. I need to take the blindfold off my divine feminine. I need to unbind her. I need to remove this fortress that I've built around her. I need to let her go, let her be free to do her thing, and stop sabotaging this connection by holding on so tightly to her. That is my very strong feeling. He is thinking, wise divine masculine. But this is the niggling thing in the back of his mind. I want to be in the 6 of Cups energy with her. I want to have this reunion. I want to be generous. I want to express the things I feel for her. I don't want her to leave. I don't want to lose her without having given her this cup and told her my feelings and gone through those memories I have of her and everything I've done for her, and explain and bask in the good times that I've been imagining and remembering. And this is, this constantly in the back of his mind. So he's like, I need to stop sabotaging this connection so that I can have this reunion, because I desperately, desperately desire this reunion. The first thing on his mind, and this is why I said the 6 of Pentacles when I picked up that card for divine feminine, and it was the 9, is the 6 of Pentacles, and it's in its reversal. So this is his awareness that there is not an even playing field for the two of these twins. There is an energy that has been giving and an energy that has been taking. There should be giving and receiving equally, but there's giving, taking. And so he's thinking about that and really wanting to be able to shift this energy and be able to be generous and be able to reciprocate to her. And he's feeling really defeated. He's feeling defeated immensely by the fact that his inability to be reciprocal has caused divine feminine all of this worry and anxiety, has kept her up at night. She's basically lost to him because he's caused her this struggle and not brought her out of this darkness. He's not lifted that blindfold off. She doesn't know what's going on. She's in her uncertainty and her fears and anxieties, and he's feeling defeated because he feels responsible for having caused that to happen to her. He's also trying to release his own fears, worries, and anxieties in regards to this defeat. He is really trying not to feel defeated, not to be afraid that divine feminine is walking away from him and choosing not to fight for this relationship anymore when he thought she would fight to the end. And the thing that divine masculine is missing is that divine feminine doesn't have to fight for this relationship. It's eternal. They're in union already. Divine feminine is fighting for herself to have a good life on the earth here in the material world. And she needs to do that whether he matches her or not. So it's not that she's not fighting for the connection. She doesn't have to. It's always there. It's always a part of them, that unconditional love they have. It's just always there. It always will be. It is eternal. That's why we saw the strength card every day for her. It's eternal. But he's afraid that this defeat is, preventing them from being able to have that reunion that we know is in the back of his mind he really wants to have. And so he's trying to release his anxiety and his fears in regards to this. We have the freaking 10 of Wands. And that's 3 decks. Coughing up that card today. 3 decks with the 10 of Wands. Now for divine feminine, upright. Why? Done. I'm done. Putting this down. I'm not going to carry this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. Divine masculine, I'm not ready. He wants to release the burden of not having reciprocated and causing divine feminine to feel defeated by this energy and overcome by her anxieties and fears and chosen another path. And this divine masculine does not want to be defeated by that. He wants to put down this burden and be able to relinquish this withholding energy that he has and be generous. And so he's coming. Okay? That Page of Swords energy, the picking up, the bravery, picking up this new idea, being brave enough to wield it, that graduates for divine masculine into taking that sword with a strategy and a plan and very swiftly bringing direct truth, clarity, and this new beginning. Because the next card up after and that's also, by the way, clarifying this defeat, which is like, fuck this energy. I'm not going to accept divine feminine's defeat. I am going to do what I planned to do anyway. Because the thing is, divine masculine has planned to do something this whole time. He's got this plan. He has dangled this in front of divine feminine for a long ass time. And she was like, cool, do what you're going to do. I can't think about you anymore. You're literally infuriating, right? So divine masculine is like, I'm still going through with my plan because this is my plan and I want this. And it's upright today because he's releasing his fear that he can't have it. He's like, I don't care if divine feminine is done with me. I don't care if she's done. I'm not done. Like, I'm not ready to put this down yet. I'm going to see this to its end. And this is my end. I will have my family. I will have the house. I will have the dog. I will have what it is that I desire. I am releasing my fears about it. I am no longer going to be in this place where I don't feel confident enough to be able to bring that truth to her and actually start to reciprocate. But let's go into the heart space. Ooh, 3344 I just saw in the time. Okay, so the heart space for divine masculine, the top of the deck, this poor guy. The devil. He's moved to the top of his deck for heart space. So overall, this is struggling with addiction, struggling with codependency, struggling with attachment. And definitely the loop thinking, the obsessive thinking. We're seeing, this pretty difficult story in his head, and he's going over and over and over. I want the reunion. I want the 10 of Pentacles. I caused this problem. I'm not reciprocating. I don't want to be defeated. I need to bring in the truth. I need to do this plan. I need to stop sabotaging myself. So he's really going through it. And the overall feeling of his heart space is that he's resisting right now the idea that divine feminine is his addiction. Like, he was like, oh no, substances are my addiction and I'm dealing with that. And I'm the codependency with her is my problem. And it's his addiction to her. Divine masculine has to do the same thing that divine feminine has done. He has got to relinquish the hold this attachment has over him. And he's trying to figure that out. That feeling of the heart space overall being like, I really need to get my ego under control. That's the niggling feeling. The Chariot in reverse. Get that ego under control, divine masculine. What has been the biggest block for him has been devil energy, which is ego. The ego's desires, the ego's need for validation, his worry about appearing as a page of pentacles or less than the king of pentacles, or this focus on his image, how he appears, how he looks to divine feminine, to everyone else. This is really what has been driving the Chariot. And as you can see, it's pretty toxic. Divine feminine's experience of this ego driving the Chariot has not been good. And divine masculine's experience of that has not been good. So there is definitely an out of control feeling here that he's trying to get control of, get the reins back, get this back on track, get these two aspects of self united, moving forward together instead of this motion that's been halted by this devil energy that he's experiencing. Because of the union of his deepest desire. The Six of Cups. Here it is. That Six of Cups. He wants so much to be able to reunite with his divine feminine and just bask in these memories of her. Oh my God, no, it's the Ten of Cups. Why do I keep doing that today? It does look like the Six of Cups card though. It's the Ten of Cups, his spiritual fulfillment, which comes from his reunion. I guess that makes sense. This is the spiritual fulfillment that he longs for. This is the first thing in his heart space, and it's clarifying this Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles that he wants to shift upright so that he can finally reciprocate to his divine feminine. That is the spiritual fulfillment. And that spiritual fulfillment results in this material fulfillment. Now, look at the number of tens we have. We have 3 Ten of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So there is definitely endings going on here. The Tower as well. So, for divine feminine, the ending is holding on to this physical union. Divine masculine is not ready to let go of the physical union. He's definitely not ready. Oh my God. Wait till you see the card after this. I mean, this card too, though. Hanged Man. How is he a hanged man right now? In regards to the Five of Swords energy, this defeat energy. He's like, okay, I have to surrender to this energy of defeat. I have to surrender. I need guidance. I need a new perspective because divine feminine she's accepted defeat in regards to physical union. And we both have to be on the same page for physical union if we want this to happen. So I'm going to surrender and change my perspective, hopefully be able to get a new view on things so that I can have the Six of Cups. See, it had the same colors, and I must have seen it when I shuffled. There's the union of the Six of Cups. That is the reunion energy. And that is wanting to bask in these good memories and good feelings with divine feminine, and it is clarifying his fears and anxieties. He's holding on in his heart space to this intuition he has that they will be reunited. He's believing in this. He's really, really, really trusting his intuition because when we're seeing that union in head and heart, it means that he is trusting his intuition. And then we have the Nine of Wands, clarifying that 10, which is not upright. So he's healing. He's trusting in his strength to be able to heal. He's healing these deep inner wounds. And he's working on that healing energy alone so that he can put down this burden and be able to reciprocate to divine feminine. And he's finally relinquishing this hold of the Seven of Pentacles. He is impatient, waiting for these fruits to bear. And what's really interesting about this card is it doesn't look like it's going to be very easy to harvest these seeds that are being planted. This doesn't look like a growing season. This looks like a long wait. And he's had to plant these seeds in a relatively barren place and just hope for the best. And that waiting is done because it is clarifying this Knight of Swords energy. He's not waiting for this anymore. He's just going to go for it. That's what he wants to do, right? That's the impatience with himself. He's like, stop waiting for these material things to happen and just go for it. But then the final card in his heart space is the Four of Cups. And it's clarifying this Ten of Pentacles. So he's in the dream space. He's in the escapist kind of thing, like dreaming about this Ten of Pentacles, imagining it. You know, look at the way that divine masculine looks as well. You know, lost in his dreams, lost in his fantasy. And really, in this, we don't even see him with, we see 4 cups here. They all look full. It doesn't look like there's cups that he's focused on or not focused on. He's just filling them up. He's filling up all of these cups with memories, with his hopes, with his fantasies of what this will be like, what this will feel like. But this is a card of, you know, being grounded, being connected to the divine, being in meditation. It's not one of movement. So it's interesting that we've got this movement energy towards this, but still stuck in this fantasy of what this Ten of Pentacles is going to be like for him. Wow, this reading is difficult. Like the misreading of the cards and not seeing the correct cards, like the end of the power going out, the way I feel. Divine masculine is still in this energy of the old. The 2 6 of Cups, the nostalgia for him, this desire for, it's like he's not fully getting it yet. And he's trying, he's working on it. He's working on that devil energy, but he's just not quite getting it yet. And divine feminine, I think, has this awareness of that. So she knows that when he comes in with this communication, it's possible that he might still not be ready. And she's going to have to navigate not allowing him in. I'm getting a strong sense of that like, she's like, I have to stick to my empowerment, that I will manifest someone who is a match to me. And if he's coming in this older energy where I'm still his spiritual fulfillment, and like she's really uncertain right now about how she's going to handle it. How do you handle it when your twin, who you wanted to be with for all this time, comes in and you want to have the relationship with him where you don't go into separation again, and you really can grow together and do well together, but you know he's coming to you with this older energy. The hope that she's holding out is this healing energy that keeps coming back for him, that he's healing these inner wounds, that he's doing this work. So she's really hoping to see a healed King of Swords in his integrity, and not a toxic Knight of Wands energy. She's hoping. That's her hope, right? We'll go with Eric's interpretation of the Star card, that her hope is coming down to the ground. She's gotten to a place where she's fine without him. She's like, I'm fine without him. She just wants to be able to hold on to that when he's actually present, because it's a whole lot different when he's not here and he's not communicating, to be like, I don't need him. And then have him show up and be like, but I love you. And have her be like, fuck, like, but are you a match to me? Or is this just going to be like material world love bombing and not, you know, the same stuff? So she's working on trusting in herself, in her intuition, and her empowerment. And divine masculine is working on his healing, and he's really, really holding on to this. Right now, he's like, I'm the only one who is holding out for this physical union. My divine feminine's walked away. She's been defeated by this. So I have to hold down this fort. And I'm trying to do this from a place where I'm also healing. And so it's really hard. It's really difficult. That 10 of Wands for both of them indicates that this is very hard for both of them. So my heart goes out to them. They got a lot of oracles today, probably for this reason. So let's get started. Divine Feminine, you are in the light attributes of the shapeshifter, which is skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness and the ability to see the potential in everything. So you are really doing a good job of being able to picture a new life and shapeshift into that new life. You were in this one permutation and you're shapeshifting now into a new one. And you're really seeing the potential in everything. You're like, a few weeks ago, I thought I was going to be moving into my divine masculine. We were going to have this fabulous life together. We were going to start our mission work and we were going to go and be happy forever. I mean, not quite, but you know what I mean. And this week you're like, shit, that's actually not possible, but I can still be happy because I know that I've achieved my spiritual fulfillment inside of myself. My cup is full. It runneth over. I'm in my magician power. I'm able to handle this difficult time. I'm staying mindful in head space and heart space that I have set an intention for a non-negotiable experience. Like if my divine masculine does not bring me this, and this, those are non-negotiable things. I will not settle. And so I'm confident that as I move on to this next permutation, whatever it is, I will see a return on my investment. I will see reciprocal energy. I will see truth. I will see clarity. I will see directness. I will see a divine masculine who is proud of me, shouts from the mountaintops how amazing I am, doesn't hide me, doesn't try to dim my light, doesn't rely on me. Like you've really, really solid in that place. So you're able to shift into any permutation of your life because you'll be happy no matter what happens. So you're really being boosted in that energy and also congratulated for it because it's a hard place to be. You're also in the light attributes of the teacher, which is the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So this is, oh wow, and the next card is verifying that as well. If you are an actual teacher, you're boosted in this energy. Most of us here in this community do read and we do spiritual counseling and we might actually just be teachers. You're boosted in this energy. You're really doing a good job of taking your experience and translating it and teaching and sharing this wisdom with others. You're also learning from yourself. And in so doing, divine masculine is learning from you and you're teaching him as well. You're teaching him how you want to be treated. Because before, when you were just going ahead and doing what it was he needed to do, what you were teaching him is how he could treat you. And now you're teaching him how you want to be treated. So you're really doing a good job in this energy. And to emphasize that, your guardian angel is here with your diploma to say, congratulations, you have graduated. You are now experiencing a higher education, right? You're getting your really doing a good job, and you need to celebrate that you have entered into this time where you really do the work that I tell you to do every day, and it makes a difference. You can see it, it pays off. You have learned your lessons. That's also that Hierophant energy too, which is marriage and traditional beliefs. But in this case, it's about having learned lessons. And then we have an emphasis on this card. Saint Michael, the Archangel, is here to help you with your confidence. Now you need his energy. You have to remain in that energy. It takes a lot of confidence to be able to, like I said, when that physical aspect shows up and is like, hey, I want to work things out. You have to maintain your confidence. Saint Michael, the Archangel, like a big energy, is going to be there to protect you and defend you in battle, right? Maybe start saying that Archangel, Saint Michael, the Archangel prayer every day before you start your day and at the end of your day, to just call him in to defend you so that you can maintain this newfound confidence that you have in your worth. I have the ability to direct my own thoughts. You have the option of observing things as they are or of imagining, and then circumstances and events line up to match the vibrations that you have offered. It's saying your connection is unstable. Please wait while you try to connect. You can observe the way that divine, or you can imagine the way you would like things to go. What has helped me is to imagine, honestly, what is imagine my next moves that don't involve the divine masculine. Not thinking about what is going on right now with divine masculine has been the most helpful, which is why when I'm seeing in the headspace this worry and concern and fear about divine masculine showing up, I'm taking note of that and being like, let's not think about that. Let's not think about the uncertainty about what will happen. Instead, let's focus on what you're going to do without him. What are you going to do without him? Imagine your future without him. You've been imagining a future with him for so long, you don't need to feed any more detail into that. It's all in the vortex swirling around. Everything you imagined, it's all up there. It's not forgotten about. Right now, you just need to imagine yourself whole, happy, enjoying things that are pleasurable to you, and not be concerned about whether there's a divine masculine at your side or not. If you can do that, you will be focusing on how you want things to be, not how they are. And it doesn't mean that if you don't imagine your divine masculine, like he's not going to be there. The point is, when you imagined him before, you needed him there. And what you're imagining now is a whole healed version of yourself doing fun things that fulfill you, make you feel good, keep you in high vibration. What do you think will happen to divine masculine's energy if you continue to do that? Not only will he join you there because he will reflect that energy back to you, but he will also see you in your worth. There is nothing more attractive than a divine feminine who is thriving. So focus on, put your attention there. Direct your own thoughts to your own self and your own fulfillment and watch what happens. And just in case you didn't think that the Archangel Michael is with you, confidence is the key to success here. Remain confident that you have made the right decision for yourself, that you are going to be able to stay in your Queen of Pentacles energy and have what it is that you desire, that everything that is unfolding has meaning, purpose, and is helping you be a better version of yourself. If there are doors that have closed, it's because the doors that are open are opening to a vista that you've not even dreamed of. Have confidence in this. A fiery climax approaches. The next card is making me feel that it's really going to be now fiery climax. This is Aries energy. This is Mars energy. This is, aggression. This is, could be battle, could be a battle, could be sexual, but there's a fiery climax approaching, and you are called into your warrior woman energy. So, have you answered your deepest calling? For the longest time, you thought your deepest calling was to be in physical union with divine masculine, but you know now that it is not. So if that was your deepest calling before, have you answered your deepest calling now? Your union, your spiritual union and spiritual fulfillment is here. We see it all the time in the cards that you are in union with this twin, with this soul. Your soul, the balance in your soul is really, really, really there. So the deepest calling now is, now that you have that union, where do you go next, right? What are you called to do? You might be called to teach, that teacher card being here. You're definitely called into your power and into your confidence that you can do anything you want to do. Now we're going to use these great cards by Colette Baron Reed, the Spirit Animal Oracle. You are getting Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine, which is actually it has like a star energy about it, right? Let it shine. When is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world the gorgeous creature you are, for you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out from the shadows, peacock spirit says, and show your true colors so that others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. Dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace, filled with life force energy and sparkling light. You are a channel for divine love, and your dance is one of a kind. Catch the light and help it to shimmer and dance in celebration of your good fortune of being right here, right now. Spirit wants you to be joyful so that others may get up and dance along with you. So be in your joy right now. Be in the fullness of your passions. Let that light that's in you shine. That star that is there, let it shine. It is what brings all, not just divine masculine, but all people around you. It helps them to come out of their darkness when you let your light shine. Divine masculine, you're a blank slate right now. You are very, very blank slate. So you absolutely have the ability to be able to achieve anything, because this is the Fool energy, right? This is zeroing out, and you are here. You are able to create any kind of experience for yourself right now. It's such an interesting archetype place to be in, which is just, you can be in the light or the shadow of anything that you choose to put your attention on. The mediator. Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and respect for both sides of an argument. So you are in your mediator energy. You are really able to to negotiate with divine feminine. It's a perfect time for you because you can respect both sides. You're at the point where you can see her side and you can experience your side, and you can respect both sides of this argument. Your guardian that's here with you today is God. Love. This is the biggest guardian that you can have, but this is love, and it's here for you to pull from, to be able to achieve this with divine feminine. Just in her prayers, you are in her thoughts. Just because she's not attached to your physical incarnation right now does not mean she doesn't have love for you. There is an eternal love that is here for you. Just allow this energy of love to be the thing that motivates you. Move, divine masculine. Make a move. Shift out of this energy. Get that chariot from that halted energy and just put, it's 11:11 right now, put the divine at the reins, give the reins to the divine with that hanged man energy, surrender, and then let that chariot move forward, move towards your divine feminine. Then Mary Magdalene is here, Saint Mary Magdalene is here to help you with forgiveness, okay? Forgiving yourself for the self-sabotaging behavior you're trying to release, forgiving divine feminine for not being able to fight for you when you are not matched to her, for giving up and starting to focus on herself. You have to forgive her. She's not doing that to you. She is doing that for you. For as long as she allowed you to engage in this devil energy with her, she was not doing you any favors. So forgive her for having to take her attention away from you, and forgive yourself from struggling in this devil energy and struggling with the sabotaging energy that you've been dealing with. I am standing on the leading edge of thought. Just as all of your experiences from the time of your birth into your physical body until now have culminated into who you now are, all that has ever been experienced by all that is has culminated into all that is now being experienced in the physical life experience on planet Earth. So you're constantly getting this leading edge of thought. And it's interesting because I'm getting that sense that is what this is. You are on this leading edge. You have that same power that all that is experienced by that higher power. You have that same power to create anything it is that you want. You're on the leading edge. You get to take the lead and make this story the story that you want it to be, because you were given that power by the divine. Don't let your past hold you back. You've got your Six of Cups energy twice in this nostalgia. Don't let the past hold you back. You want to reunite, but you're still wanting to reunite with this older energy. There's not as much new energy going on for you. And as long as you're stuck in that past energy, Divine Feminine has moved on. She's moved on. She is going to the next permutation. She is shape-shifting. It's making you feel left behind only because you're not imagining a new outcome. You need to get to a place where you can see a new ending, not one that's based on the old. Don't let pride get in your way. Do not let pride get in your way. You just need to release that ego energy, that devil energy. Don't let pride get in your way. I don't know what else to say to you. Shape your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. You may experience some persecution for your full expression. You have to be brave. You have to be brave. Don't let pride get in your way about what might happen to you in terms if you are fully expressive of what has gone on in your life and what has brought you to this point in your life. You just have to come out of this cave and fully express Divine Masculine if you want to be able to move forward. And you're also getting Badger Spirit, which is be fearless and bold. Badger Spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with Spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form in your world. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is a time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that Spirit deems best for you. That's why that Hanged Man energy is beneficial to you. Badger Spirit says you have what it takes to get what you want, so assert yourself. Be fearless and be bold, shining your light as your purpose calls you into the world. New relationships are also given a green light now. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Badger Spirit loves your brave and mighty heart. Do you see the energy? Be bold, make the first move, come out of the cave. Divine Masculine, you know what to do. You know what to do. You don't even need me to tell you. Just do it. All right. The bottom of the deck for the divine couple, we have you both in the light attributes of the mystic, which is revels in intimate union with the divine. So you are both doing a good job of being in union with the divine. Remember, this relationship in this 5D energy, it is in union. You are both in union with the divine. You are both working on surrendering to that energy and flowing with that energy. You're getting this card again. You get this often. Your guardian angel is here to support you in prayer and praying for each other and with each other. We just had 1111. If you see repeating numbers throughout the day, just say a prayer for each other. Just holding the space for your healing and, for the best versions of yourself, because that is what really keeps you. I know I saw that, Ash, Emily. Oh, hi, Olga. I see you too. But yes, I know when I saw the Badger Spirit, I immediately thought of Emily. But yes, so pray together. Make sure that you are holding that space for the best versions of yourself. Divine masculine is praying for the physical union. Divine feminine is praying for the best outcome, whatever that means, whether there's physical union or not. She's not attached to it. My uncontrolled thoughts are not to be feared. There is no reason to worry about your thoughts, for they are not like a loaded gun that may wreak powerful and instantaneous destruction. For you have plenty of time, as soon as you become aware of any negative feelings, to begin to choose other less resistant thoughts and thereby choose a more desired outcome. So don't be afraid of divine masculine if you're leaving. You're like, oh, divine feminine is walking away forever, and you're having a hard time not thinking that. And don't feed that detail. It doesn't need to be fed any detail. Shift your attention from it to something else as fast as you can. You don't have to worry about this all falling apart because you're thinking some of these negative thoughts. Do not fear negative thoughts. Do not try to suppress negative thoughts. We're in a community that's like love, light all the time. And yeah, love and light is great, but there's shadow too. And shadow expands you. Your negative thoughts show you where you are. It's your fuel gauge in your car. Do I have a lot of gas? Do I have a little bit of gas? Oh, my tank is low. You don't get out and cry on the ground and give up life. You just fill your tank back up. So if you are feeling negative thoughts, don't freak out. Don't pull a car over and start crying. Just go to the gas station, fill it up with gas that propels you to where you want to go. Pretty simple. A new start is coming. This is for both of you. This can mean anything. This can mean reunion, a new start for the relationship. It can mean physical union, a new start for a physical, actual coming together of the twins. It can mean a new start for both of you, that you're at a different point in your journey, right? And you're not going to be journeying physically together. You're going to be doing something else. This can mean what you want it to mean, right? Because you control your thoughts. So you can put your attention where you want to put your attention. Divine feminine is not opposed to being in physical union. She just doesn't need to be. So I have a feeling that when she is thinking about her new start, she is thinking about what I said, thinking about how much fun she can have, the things she can do, the experiences she can have, her passions, what that means to her, her fulfillment. And she's trusting that as she focuses on that, if the physical union is meant to happen, it will. But it no longer defines her. It would behoove you, divine masculine, to get into the same energy. When you envision a new start envisioning how good you feel, how you have command over these things, how you've worked out some of the issues and inner wounds that you've been trying to heal, inner child wounds that you've been trying to heal. Start envisioning yourself as a whole person. Don't focus on the physical union as well. And I have a feeling you will be able to shift much faster into physical union if that is what you truly desire. Because as long as it is the most important thing, it will be very difficult to manifest. It's very difficult to manifest something that feels like it's the end all be all because you put so much doubt on, those two engines going in opposite directions. Like, oh, I feel like this could happen. And like, maybe it's not going to happen though, right? That keeps you stuck. So take your attention off of that train and think of something else that's easier to propel you forward. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. You are unbound. Your contract as twins is forever, is eternal, but you are not bound to incarnate physically in any specific incarnation. You desire to, and it feels good when you do, but you're not bound to it. You're unbound from that. You can live this life in any way you choose. You can have a new start with anyone you choose. You must release this idea that you are bound to one permutation. Again, release. And when you release, it allows spirit to give you better things than you could have ever imagined, a better version of this relationship than you could ever have possibly imagined. And I don't necessarily mean with another person, 1122. I'm seeing on the clock. I mean, it could be with the both of you, but it's way better than you've imagined. All right, we're getting the protection message from Bee Spirit, which is sweet results await. And my name means honeybee. My given name means honeybee. So that is profound to me. All right, let's see. I love these cards. I'm slowly learning them. It was such a good Christmas gift. Okay. The protection message is, when Bee Spirit comes as your protector, she asks you to be very honest with yourself. Do you want to taste the sweet honey others have been making, but you believe is unattainable for you? Do you wonder how others ended up with so much magical honey when you seem to have none? Have you bought into the illusion of separation and become convinced that you can't have what others in the hive enjoy? Do you separate from the hive to do it all on your own, or to hoard what honey you have, unwilling to trust that there's plenty of support and plenty of sweetness to go around? If you've been overworking and overdoing and have not given yourself any time to enjoy the sweetness of your life, Bee Spirit is telling you to stop and recharge. Perhaps you're afraid that if you don't get something done, it just won't get done. However, even busy bees need to take a break, and when they do, the honey still gets made. So remind yourself that sweetness is everywhere and available to you always when you need it. That's a profound message for you both. I don't even really have to go into that one. All right, and we have our final goddess to close out the reading today is Artemis. Artemis, the archaic mistress of animals, probably dates back to Paleolithic times. Her realm is the wilderness, and her concern extends to all wild and untamed things. She presides over the hunt and is the goddess of hunters. Fiercely individualistic and independent, she remains apart from relationship to men. Despite her fierceness, she is addressed as a healing and soothing goddess. Protector of births, she alleviates the suffering of women in childbirth. She's also responsible for the initiation of young girls. Artemis is a wonderful symbol of female independence. She reminds us of the value of solitude and the importance of wild, unprotected places. She shows us those frightening places that bring healing even through fear. What a wonderful goddess to have with you right now, because we're really, in this reading, we're really seeing that independent feminine, right? That one that is her own magician. She's her own power. She's in her power. And for divine masculine, she's showing him how to embody his independent divine feminine, showing the frightening places that bring healing even through fear for divine masculine. So wonderful, difficult, strange reading today. I apologize for all the weird interruptions. I'm also like having so much anxiety because I can see I got a bunch of messages. And I didn't get an air mattress. So that makes that shopping trip completely pointless. Shit. All right. Well, I've got to figure that out. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Freaking Walmart. So, I am going to close this reading out and try to figure out why the heck it was so weird and disjointed. It was just really in the beginning. Maybe it was a sign like to not do the reading. I don't know, but I did it and I got through this anyway. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me at tunedintarot@gmail.com. I'm also available for nutritional counseling. I do Whole30 coaching. I know a lot of people do the cliche thing of cleaning up on the first of the year. I'm here for you if you need to do that. I'm going to start running a couple of different workshops as well. I'm going to do music production workshops for women only. Sorry about it. I'm discriminating. And I'm actually going to do one about using tarot for personal growth and expansion. So if you're curious about tarot, if you want to deepen your tarot practice, learn more about your intuition, I'm going to be starting running a workshop in that coming in January. So there'll be more details about that as it starts to become a little bit more solid. But I'm going to be doing that. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. Let me know. I'll put your name on a list of people that are wanting to sign up for it. Everybody have a good day. Try to just really imagine what it is that you want. Don't focus on what you don't want. Allow that well-being. When you doubt the well-being, it can't come to you, right? So just really do that work to take your mind off of the things that are feeling like they're pulling you down, like they're not really serving you. Walk away from those feelings and think about things, even if it's your favorite TV show, whatever it is that makes you just feel better, feel okay. Focus on that today. And don't worry about all of the little mundane things because they really are mundane. And I'm saying this to myself, like, you'll figure out how to get a goddamn mattress. Ugh, it sucks not having a car sometimes. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful day. And Olga, oh, I'm seeing your message. You're tired pretending to be smiling. You know what? I'm glad you're honest. Repeating the same day again and again. I hear you. If you want to chat with me, hit me up. tunedintarot@gmail.com. You know where to find me, of course. I will talk to you all soon. Take care, everyone.